What is going on, you guys? Michael Elefante here. It is March 1st of 2021, which means I get to take this time and disclose all of the revenue and cash flow generated by our real estate investments from the prior month, which was February. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the Airbnb properties that we have, how much revenue each of them generated in the month of February, about how many nights booked per property there were, talk about all of the expenses that are related to these properties, how much cash flow that we made, and then take it one step further. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly how much we gained from both the equity from principal paydown on the loans and estimated appreciation as well for all of these properties, which will get us our overall net gain in wealth for the month of February. Now, I tell you guys these numbers not to just come on here and say, look how much money we made, but what I would like to do is just be super transparent and open with all of you guys that are subscribed to my channel, because I don't think personal finance and investing and sharing details should be super taboo like it is for many people. In fact, I think there's a lack of transparency, especially here on the internet. So the least I can do is show you guys some tips and tricks along the way, and then each month show you exactly how much we profited, or, knock on wood, hopefully not, how much we lost for any given month from our investments. So the only thing that I ask from you guys, if you get any value out of this video, please hit the like button below. It genuinely just helps me out in getting this content out to other people who may find benefit from it. And of course, if you're not subscribed and you'd like to see similar content in the future, anything around real estate, Airbnbs, investing, the stock market, and anything related to personal finance, feel free to subscribe and follow along. All right, so we currently have 3 Airbnbs that are operational, and we have a 4th one that we're almost done fixing up and staging. So the next cash flow report, I'm hoping to have a total of 4 properties to present to you guys. But for today, we're going to be reviewing 3 properties. Now, 2 of these properties are located in Nashville, Tennessee, which is the city that my wife and I currently live in. One property is extremely popular with bachelorette parties. We have a big butterfly mural that says Nashville on it in the living room, which is interactive, and people love to book it because it creates a special moment and memory for them to take photos with their friends and cherish for the rest of their lives. So this one is starting to book up and do extremely well. This month, though, because it was a shorter month, the last weekend in this month, and also similarly for our mountain property, that one will not get paid out until March. So the revenue numbers are actually a little bit smaller than what we would normally see for any given month. The second property we have in Nashville is a smaller place. It's a 2-bedroom place, but it's in downtown, and you can walk to Broadway Street, which, if you're not familiar with Nashville, that's where all the live music, bars, and restaurant scene is, and it's a really fun place to be. And then the last property, which is our cash cow, is a mountain house that we renovated and listed on Airbnb and VRBO, and that is located in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And it's a larger property. It's a 4-bedroom, but it sleeps up to 16 guests, and that has just been booked solid. So without further ado, let's just dive right into these numbers. So I'm going to start with the larger property in Nashville, the one I mentioned with the butterfly mural. That one is on the east side of town. It's about a 10-minute drive to downtown. And it sleeps up to 12 guests. Now, since we took out the last booking in February, since it'll be paid out in March, the other days that we had booked, which we had every weekend booked, only accounted for 8 total days booked, which is pretty low, but it's also relatively low season in Nashville. In March, you're going to see these numbers pick up in a big way. So of those 8 nights booked, it totaled a revenue number of $4,943.24. Our operational expenses totaled $2,285.45. And then the principal and interest that we paid this month on the loan was $2,258.42. So you take the revenue number, subtract the operational expenses, principal and interest, and that gives us a cash flow of only $399.37 for the month of February. Now again, because it was a short month, we didn't take that last booking and count it in February. We actually just count it when the transaction is complete and the money is actually paid out to us. So that'll occur in March. So our March numbers should be boosted a little bit from that, while our February number was actually suppressed a bit for this house. Now, each month, a portion of our loan to the bank or our mortgage is principal and interest. Now, each month, over the course of the 30-year period that we have on this loan, we have the majority of it at the start going toward interest and only a little bit going toward principal. Now, every single month, the amount paid in interest goes down slightly and the amount paid in principal goes up slightly. So each month, we're actually getting more equity paid down on the house, and that is building our wealth every single month. And the cool thing about this is when we're looking at cash flow, it's counted as an expense technically, but since it is an expense, our guests are technically paying the house off for us. So the amount we gained from principal in the month of February for this house was $543.69. Now, appreciation rates in Nashville, you can look this up yourselves. In 2020, it was right around 5%, but I usually just do a ballpark 3% as a baseline for these estimates when I share these videos with you guys. So 3% of the value of the house where it currently sits today is about $1,312.50 just for the month of February. So next we're going to add all these numbers up to get the total net gain in wealth for the month of February just from this one property, which is going to be adding up the cash flow generated, the equity gain from principal pay down, and then the estimated unrealized gain from appreciation, which gets a total net gain of $2,255.56. So that's just this one property. So let's go back and add the other two as well to see how we did overall in our portfolio. Now we're going to take a look at the 2-bedroom townhome, which is in downtown Nashville. The rates are still a little bit lower here in February. We're going to start to see that pick up along with occupancy as we get into spring and summer months. The total nights booked for the month was 17 nights, totaling a revenue of $4,476.50. Our operating expenses totaled $1,452.47, and the amount paid in principal and interest was $1,667.20. So we get a cash flow of $1,356.83, and then the equity gain from principal paydown was $498.19 for this townhome. And lastly, I'm going to do the same baseline 3% appreciation based on this home's current value, and we get $1,075. So we'll add these numbers up again, the cash flow, the equity gain from principal paydown, and unrealized gain from appreciation, and we get $2,930.02 net gain in wealth from this one property. Now we're going to look at the most exciting property that we currently have operating, which is the Mountain House in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we had 16 total nights booked in February. And the last weekend, similar to the first house I spoke of in Nashville, that booking won't be paid out until the first week of March. So that actually won't be counted. So these numbers are actually probably suppressed a little bit as well, which is crazy because we still had a pretty decent month here. We had 16 nights booked, and the total revenue was $8,516.09. Total operating expenses, $2,389.65, and then total principal and interest paid down on the loan was $2,053.72. So our cash flow added up to $4,072.72. And then the equity gain from principal paid down in this house is $876.13. Now I'm going to do the same baseline 3% growth here, even though Gatlinburg has actually been closer to like 8 to 10% over the past year or two, which is crazy. So I like to do a flat 3% baseline just for a more sustained growth projection. But the estimated growth from appreciation, or in other words, unrealized gain, is estimated to be $1,625 for this month. And so the total net gain in wealth for this property was $6,573.85. Now for the fun part, we're going to add all of these numbers up, and our total cash flow for the month of February between all three of these properties was $5,828.92. The total gain from principal paydown, or total gain in equity from principal paydown on the loan, was $1,918.01. And then lastly, the estimated gain or unrealized gain from appreciation on all of those three properties was $4,012.50, and the total net gain in wealth for just the month of February on only three properties, which is why I get so excited investing in real estate and in short-term vacation rentals, this totaled $11,759.43. Now again, I tell you guys all of this information. I go down to the penny, full transparency, because I want to encourage other people out there to get excited about investing in real estate. It doesn't have to be Airbnb or short-term vacation rentals. It could be other forms of investing in real estate. There's ways to get started with little to no money if you do rental arbitrage or co-hosting on Airbnb. You could even get into wholesaling. There's lots of different avenues to get started making money in real estate. And then one step further, you can invest in the stock market and all sorts of other forms of business. So I hope you guys are encouraged and jazzed up. My wife and I started doing this less than a year and a half ago. We actually reached financial freedom in less than 12 months after making our first ever investment. And I realized that everyone's timeline is different based on your current situation, maybe your current debt that you have, or the current earnings potential you have at whatever job you're working. What I do encourage you guys to do is set long-term goals and then break that up into short-term goals that are attainable and really push yourself to achieve them, because you guys, I promise, can see similar success. And I encourage everybody out there to not discourage themselves, because I think the biggest limiting voice in people's minds is their own voice themselves. So if you guys want to learn more, I do a lot more in-depth videos on how we evaluate these properties on my Patreon account. There's a link down below. Feel free to sign up and support and join that group. It's growing every day. And we have a lot of great discussions and videos that I've posted there that I don't share here on YouTube. Also, if you are a novice or just thinking about getting started in real estate but just don't know where to start, and you're are struggling just looking online and what resources are actually beneficial, I did create a real estate investing 101 course, which there is a link down below as well. And that is going to hopefully shorten the time from maybe, instead of like a couple years learning about investing in real estate, to just a few weeks, to really just compact all the information and knowledge that you need to get started and learn about all the different strategies, investment templates that you guys can use when you're evaluating properties, and all sorts of other good information and recommended online resources, books, and all sorts of other good stuff as well in that course. If you guys have any questions or comments at all, please drop them below. Again, if you found any value out of this video, I would appreciate it if you give me a like and subscribe and follow along for more in the future. I really appreciate you all taking the time out of your day to watch, and I hopefully will see you guys again sometime soon.